Hi, I'm Munir from StartupsN.com. So, who came here to network? Unfortunately, networking is hard and time-consuming. StartupsN will allow you to make the right connections for your startup business fast and way easier than normal networking. Basically, it's like having your own virtual networking assistant. Tell it who you're looking for, a Rails developer, an investor, a designer, connect your LinkedIn and Meetup.com accounts, and then each week it will identify the top 5 contacts you should be connecting with, and which of your friends actually knows those people, and then it even tells you which events the people you want to connect with are attending. Like, are they going to be at Startup Weekend? So you should go then. The demand is huge so far. We got over $400 of paid signups this weekend, $120 in cash alone, and over 50 normal signups. Now, as for our team, we have 2 experienced founders, and both of them had big exits recently. We've got 3 web developers, an MBA, a former banking VP, so we know we can pull this off. Now, the problem is that startups don't have time to spend hours on LinkedIn and attend countless networking events. Here's some use cases. Say, for example, you're looking for a web developer. I'm connected to 980 of them on LinkedIn within just 2 connections. I don't have hours to sift through all of them. However, these are good people to start with because they are verifiable friends of friends, so I can figure out if I can trust them. Another example, what if you're looking for an investor? Dave McClure is my 3rd level connection on LinkedIn, and probably yours too. Some of my friends know Dave McClure's friend, Jimmy Desai, but how do I connect with him? And which networking events is Jimmy attending? By the way, Dave McClure is one of hundreds of angel investors that I'm going to need to contact before one finally says yes. That's days of effort time that I don't have. Now, we learned from 50 customer interviews this weekend, which allowed us to validate our idea and fine-tune our solution. Again, our solution is a website that acts as a virtual networking assistant. It'll sift through your extended networks online and identify the best people to connect with for you, including telling you which events you should be attending. Here's a quick demo. I'm looking for a Ruby on Rails developer. Type it in and connect our site with your LinkedIn. It identifies which of your 2nd level connections are the best to target. Excuse the size problem here. And it'll even tell you, for example, that guy over there, he knows Ruby on Rails and he's part of a startup group on LinkedIn. Another guy knows some angels, so he's another good target. They all recently left their jobs. It even figures that out, so they're ripe for joining your startup. And it even tells you which networking events they've signed up for on Meetup.com or Eventbrite, like this event, Startup Weekend. And if you're already attending Startup Weekend, who here do you need to network with? Who are the top 5 people in the room of 100 that you should be contacting? It even then drafts an emails to each one of them on one screen that you can customize. And then you can just email all your contacts and it'll follow up for you. Our first target market are early startups like the 50,000 that attend Startup Weekend. Future targets are the millions of entrepreneurs and the 150 people on LinkedIn. We've got a freemium model. Get 5 top suggestions a week for free, or get 20 for $10. And then we charge organizations $100 to give access to all their members. We had 3 such groups sign up this weekend for the paid service, $100 each. 1 gave us cash. That totaled to $410 of paid signups this weekend. Guerrilla marketing at events like this will get us our first 50 users, and we know that SEM will pay off to get us more traffic later on. We verified on AdWords that it costs $50 to attract each paying user, and we calculate that based on our results that we'll make $60 per year on each one. Basically, the alternative is LinkedIn. There's entire books on how to use it, or hire a LinkedIn assistant consultant who will charge you $200,000 a year. Our teammate Gary Chan, his wife, actually does this for a living, so they gave us a lot of insights. So we achieved $410 of sales this weekend, tons of signups validating that this is a high demand and viable solution. So please, I urge you to sign up for our website at StartupsN.com, and soon you'll be able to supercharge your networking for your startup. Thank you. Any questions?
Actually, sorry, my name's Mark Pavlidis. That's a good question because we were just discussing that. Your presentation did a very good job covering off most of our questions that we'd already pre-baked. I guess just curious.
I can make up some if you like.
Yeah, there's certainly. Question, I guess for me, being from a little bit more of the technical side, how much of this have you guys already built over the weekend?
Well, everything you just saw, that was a live demo.
That was a live demo.
Yeah.
So you're already pulling everything in.
We've worked out the API part. I mean, basically, it's a LinkedIn API, Meetup.com API, right? And we'll be adding more and more heuristic rules. Like, for example, someone just left their job. That's a great person to target. So we'll be adding more and more of those and improving the results.
Okay. I guess if you can go a little bit more, you talked briefly on your estimated revenue and cost structure. You can just elaborate on that a little bit more.
So basically, you want to pull up that slide? On there. Sorry. All right. So basically, the way it worked out is that it costs us about 50 cents a click to get somebody, right, to on AdWords to come to our site. Then overall, our conversion rate was about 10%, right? So that's $5. And then of those, 10% would convert to paying. So that's $50, right? And then based on our revenue, then we're charging $10 each, right? And we estimated that on average, those people are going to stick around for half the time, right? So that works out at $60 if they in the first year, right? So in 1 year, on average, you're going to make $60. You're going to pay $50. Now, if you look at examples of like the other side is the organizations, like Mars. Yeah, and that's part of that too. So it all averages out. So some organizations like Silicon Halton, thank you very much for paying us $100 to have your group featured on our app once it comes up. So organizations like that obviously bring up our revenue.
Thanks a lot, guys.